which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now let's call the roll.
Councilmember Daniels.
Here.
Councilmember Fox.
Here.
Councilmember Slowey is absent. Vice Mayor Bruins.
Present.
And Mayor Miller.
Here.
Tonight's meeting of the Citrus Heights City Council is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T U-verse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption and webcast at citrusheights.net. Tonight's meeting replays on Saturday, July 14th at 6 p.m. and again on Sunday, July 15th at 9 a.m. on Channel 14. And a DVD is available for checkout from any library branch.
Thank you, Amy. Next item, please.
Next item is approval of agenda.
The motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? The motion to approve the agenda carries.
Next item, presentations. We have none tonight. So the next item is comments by council members and regional board updates.
Mr. Daniels, what do you got?
Nothing.
Nothing? Mr. Fox?
We had did the Best of Citrus Heights Chamber of Commerce luncheon, which turned out to be very nice. Actually, a fairly short meeting, but a lot of good attendance for the day. That was a good event to be part of. I'm looking back, and I think for the most part, that's pretty much it. I had one quick meeting with the Board of Air Resources, but that has been, that'll be scheduled for a different time before I actually go to one of the meetings. So other than that, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Jeannie?
Thank you. Since the Board of Supervisors are on hiatus now, a lot of our board meetings are not happening, including the sewer district, so I don't have anything to report there. But I do want to report on behalf of the mosquito and vector district that we have seen some increased activity in Citrus Heights. We have mosquitoes that have tested positive at Rush Park and at Loppy Lane. So if you're out in the evening, be sure you protect yourself so that you don't get bitten and potentially get West Nile virus. They tested positive for West Nile. And also, I want to thank Supervisor Frost. I mean, she does a wonderful job with this newsletter she sends out. She did a little blurb on programs that are still available for kids this summer through the Sunrise Recreation and Park District. And it was an answer for me because I've got two grandsons that were looking for something to do, and I was able to sign them up for 2 weeks of different activities, including bowling, swimming, and in a couple weeks, it's called Cool Camp at the ice hockey rink. So for you out in the audience and the television audience, if you have children and are looking for something to do, don't overlook Sunrise Recreation and Park District. And then a week from Saturday, we have the PAL Trap Shoot out at Coon Creek. So you still have an opportunity to participate in that. It's a fundraiser for PAL. And it's immediately followed by the community camp out. So we all pretty much know what that is. It's where council members get to burn hot dogs. And if we're lucky, they're not frozen on the inside and burned on the outside like they were one year.
Or flip pancakes.
Yeah, or flip pancakes in the morning. And so it's a great family event to do in the middle of summer. So consider that. And that's all I have.
One additional thing, if I could, Mayor Miller.
All right.
Gee, thanks for the enthusiasm. Bring this back up. There is a reprisal of or refiling of the wireless industry's attempt to get the small cell wireless equipment legislation passed federally. It is back in the, I think it's in the House of Representatives now. It's in one of the Senate Commerce Committee also, and it's a big push by the utility companies to override state and local governments in the installation of the small cell towers wherever they want to meet their service needs. And it's starting to gain a little steam. So for those of you who actively follow these types of issues and are so inclined to contact our local legislators about those, the difficulty with this thing is the fact that it is so overriding to all local government's ability to control our own utility spaces and our use spaces without a whole lot of recourse. So you might want to, if you're interested in those things, you might want to try to follow those. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Al. For myself, none of my boards met, so I have nothing to report, and I was going to talk about mosquitoes. Jeannie, you covered that, so that does it for comments by council members, and we'll move on to the next item.
Next item is public comment, and members of the audience may address the council on any item of interest to the public and within the council's purview, or on any agenda item before or during the council's consideration of the item. If you wish to address the council during the meeting, fill out a speaker identification sheet and give it to myself, the city clerk. When you're called upon to speak, step forward to the podium and state your name for the record. Normally, speakers are limited to 5 minutes each, with 30 minutes being allowed for all comments, and any public comments beyond the initial 30 minutes may be heard at the conclusion of the agenda, and the mayor has the discretion to lengthen or shorten the allotted times.
Thank you. And I have two speakers that have asked to speak on item 12, Mr. Warren and Ms. Stack. So I will hold those till item 12. And the one I have for public comment, Arthur Kettling.
Thank you, Council. I just want to thank you. I know you had just got it in. I brought a little senior magazine to City Hall here the other day. Just to make a long thing short, it has to do with all the information that you could even use and all, like with listings of hospitals, the employment, et cetera, et cetera. And I do want to let you know, I urge the audience and also of the public that get one of these, because it's very interesting. And I just wanted to thank the person that did the research. I don't know who did, but I do know that they did the research and they got the starting off like got a hold of 50 of them to hand out. And they're for anyone, and as I said, it has hospitals in it, it has employment, it even has RT in it, and numbers of things. And I just want to let you know, and I urge you, the panel, to look at it yourself. And I'm short and sweet on that.
Thank you, Arthur.
You're welcome.
And that's the Senior Resource Directory.
Yes.
Thank you. And that's all the speaker sheets I have. If there's no one else, we'll move on to the next item.
The next item is consent calendar items 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
There's a lot of them. Any questions on those? If not, I'll take them all together.
I move approval of the consent calendar.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Motion carries. Next, we have a public hearing.
Next item, public hearing number 11. The subject is a resolution to record delinquent solid waste service charges on the tax roll. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution to record delinquent solid waste service charges on the tax roll.
Good evening, Mayor Miller, members of the council. Mary Poole with the General Services Department. And I am here tonight to request that the council conduct a public hearing for any and all persons having objections to the proposed collection of delinquent solid waste charges, penalties, and interest through the county tax rolls, and then to adopt the resolution that authorizes the city to record these delinquent solid waste charges on the tax roll. And just for some background, solid waste pickup is mandatory service in the city of Citrus Heights and in fact throughout most of the suburban and urban areas within Sacramento County. The property owner of record is responsible for payment, and recording these delinquent amounts allows the city to recoup these payments that are due. The authority to collect these delinquent fees and penalties and charges is set by Government Code 38790.1, 25831, as well as the city's municipal code. And on June 28th, the City Council adopted a resolution of intention to record these delinquent solid waste charges, penalties, and interest, and to put them on the tax roll to be collected with the general tax levy collected by Sacramento County. Delinquent charges as of March 1st of each year that are not paid by July 15th are allowed to be recorded on the county tax rolls in August. Just a little history of how this is, or a little as how the process works. So on March 1, Republic Services runs a delinquency report for the city showing only those accounts that have balances as of that date. And then again on May 1, they update the report. On May 11th, notices were sent to all customers with accounts past due of March 1st, letting them know that they need to make payments, telling them how to make the payments, and advising them that if they didn't make the payments, they'd be put on the tax rolls. On June 1st, another delinquency report was run and updated, so any accounts that were paid as of that date were eliminated from the list. On June 13th, notices were sent out to customers advising them of tonight's public hearing, and then again, how to take care of the matter such that their charges didn't go on the tax roll. Again, on June 28th, the City Council formally adopted the resolution of intention and set tonight, July 12th, 2018, at this location at City Hall at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter may be heard, as the time for the public hearing. And so, as I said, tonight we're asking for the council to conduct the hearing, adopt the resolution, and then there will be a final account reconciliation in August for any late payers to make sure that what goes to the county is current as of the date that it's due, which is August 10th.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Okay, then I'm going to open the public hearing for anybody wishing to speak on this item, or pay your bill. Anybody? Okay. Not seeing anybody come to the podium, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
I move approval of the resolution.
Second that.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion, and noes or abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries. We're ready for the next item.
Thank you.
Next item under regular calendar, there are none. The next item is department reports, item number 12. The subject is update on Police Department 2018 Independence Day responses by the Police Department. And I just want to apologize in advance. We're having some technical difficulties, and I can't get the logo to go away. I know that he had a presentation, a PowerPoint prepared, so they're working on it right now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Can you wing it?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
It's the best PowerPoint you would actually ever see, sir. But unfortunately,
I'm disappointed.
yes, me too. Well, good evening, mayors, council members, and Ryan Canan, Police Lieutenant with the City of Citrus Heights. So today, we're going to talk about the 2018 Independence Day Police Response Plan. Just an update and a recap of kind of what we expected as well as what we did. So again, a lot of the issues that were talked about were the municipal codes that are related to fireworks. The safe and sane are ones that are legal to possess, and we can start purchasing those on June 28th about noon through July 5th at about 10 o'clock is when they can be used. And obviously the safe and sanes, they're the ones that can't possess or sell or use, display, or explode any of the rockets, firecrackers, Roman candles, squibs, torpedoes, torpedo canes, fire balloons, wire core sparklers, wooden core sparklers, black cartridge or other combustible devices, or other explosive substance of any kind of fireworks within the city limits. So that's kind of what we were looking for and dealing with during those days leading up to the 4th of July, as well as the 4th of July itself. One of our preparations put on by our POP team, Lieutenant Gutierrez, in our social media program was our public awareness, which we did several via Nextdoor. We pushed some media releases out through traditional media, as well as our social media platforms, Twitter and Facebook. So we did a number of outreach during this time as well. We had some concerns leading up to it, and we had some historical areas that we made sure that we put officers in and spent some extra time there. And then we worked with our SAC Metro partners as far as arson investigators and partnered up with them on one of the days. For the July 3rd, we had an additional 7 officers out on the streets in addition to our normal patrol operations. And during that time, we had the SAC Metro fire arson investigator riding with one of our officers. July 4th, we had 2 additional police officers with our normal staffing. And at the same time, SAC Metro had 2 arson investigators available to us countywide. And then on July 3rd, we had about 21 calls for service related to fireworks. July 4th, we had 152. July 5th, early morning hours, we had about 4 calls for service. And one of the pictures here is actually a heat map of where some of those areas were. And traditionally, one area is in the Antelope Sunrise area around Oak, and we had a couple in the Lichen and Antelope area as well. But there is some hotspots that we consider hotspots here. Of the numbers, we had 54 of them were what we consider be on the lookouts. So the calls came in, couldn't give us anything specific to look for, but they did give us a general area, and that's where the officers responded to. We had 84 where officers did show up and they contacted somebody and advised them either the fireworks were considered safe and sane, as far as we were aware of at the time. And then we have 32 where the officers considered unable to locate or the people were gone on our arrival. And then there's 3 duplicated calls that they were probably duplicated in the sense of multiple callers. Dispatchers created the call an additional time. Any questions?
Any questions?
I have one.
Jeannie?
This just popped into my mind as I was listening to you, because I know some people, much to my disdain, went to Nevada and bought illegal fireworks, and I guess that's a very common practice. Have we ever had discussions with the highway patrol about, searching the vehicles as they come back like they do for fruit, around the 4th of July, and just confiscate them as they come in,
At the border?
at the border? That just seems to me like something that would make a lot of sense.
That's a great question. Certainly something that we can talk to our partners about, see if it's generating any concepts or discussions with them.
An interagency discussion about how to prevent them from showing up in the first place.
Right?
Thanks.
I-
Thank you for being out that night, too. I know it's probably one of your least favorite nights, because you probably feel like you're chasing the wind in some sense, because by the time you get there, it's all over with.
Quite a bit of calls that come in, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Couple questions. First, what's a fire balloon? That sounds unsafe and insane.
Absolutely.
Do you know, I don't even know
I
what it
don't,
is.
I don't know what some of those were either, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So I hope I didn't miss a fire balloon.
Gosh. And how did we compare this year over last year? Do you have any idea?
We're slightly down from last year, based on the calls for service that came in.
Anecdotally, it seemed like it's been down from the past couple years. We're really
Yes.
a lot of explosive devices, and maybe it's because it was middle of the week or something, I don't know, but it's still, those illegal fireworks were still out there, and it's scary, especially with the fire danger. Any other questions, Brett? Al? I do have 2 speakers on this. I'd like to call to the podium Sue Stack, and Sue, you'll be followed by David Warren. Good evening.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sue Stack. And I am here to talk about the illegal fireworks. And Jeannie, you just brought up a wonderful idea of why we can't search the vehicles coming, back from Nevada for the illegals to begin with, to try to, put a little bit of a damper on it. But there are some concerns that I spoke with the officer, and apparently there were no arrests this year. And there were no illegal fireworks confiscated. And I talked to a lot of people, and this year, from what I've heard from people and experienced myself was worse than last year. And last year was worse than the year before, and the year before, and the year before. And we had the firework display at Sunrise Mall until 2012. And I think after we stopped the firework show at Sunrise, that's when people decided that they're going to do them in their backyard. And I'm not speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for the thousands of us that were in our backyard on the 4th of July with hoses in hand because people are shooting off stuff like this.
Go back to the microphone, we can't hear you.
Okay. Because people are shooting off stuff like this. It's just not one or two. There's 25 in here at a time. And I will be honest, I didn't place a call because I knew the officers were overwhelmed. But I was in the middle of one of the hot spots. And I actually watched the illegal fireworks go off. I've got it taped. I've got some people that were participating in them recorded, and they didn't care. And I think that we have to, this year, address the problem. Because if people aren't calling in, because we know the police are already overwhelmed, and I'm not bad-mouthing the police. Trust me, I know that they were overwhelmed. And that's why I didn't call them in. And that's why I went down myself to try to talk to the people that were shooting them off. And of course, they just laughed at me like, who are you? But anyway, I have come up with an idea, and I'd like to run it by you folks. And I am really excited to say that I think it's not going to stop the illegal fireworks, but I think it might deter some of them. And I don't know if you're aware, but this year on the 4th of July, Intel had their drone show at Travis Air Force Base. Unfortunately, because of the winds, they postponed it to the 5th. But I called down there and I talked to Captain Lindsay Horn. She said the capacity for Travis Air Force Base was 5,000 people, and they were on track to exceed that on the 4th. So it was actually a blessing that they had it on the 5th, because even though it was the day after, she said we had close to 4,000 people. She said it was a great success. And I thought, well, if it was a great success, then maybe I will start doing some research. So I did. Okay, we've got Intel here in our back pocket, right? We have it in Folsom. So what I decided to do was I decided to contact Natalie Chung. She is Intel's general manager of the Drone Light Show. And unfortunately, she's out of state, but I got a call back from one of her assistants down in the Bay Area. And I expressed to him our concerns in Citrus Heights, and I said, would it even be feasible or possible to do something here in Citrus Heights? And he said, you know what? We would like to work with you. So
I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap up, Sue.
what I'm proposing is, we've got 3 events, and I know during your retreat, one of the items on here that you specified was your weakness is community events that have become routine and stale. So what I am suggesting is, instead of a fun day, take the fun day and move it to 4th of July and have the drone show there at Rush Park or Sunrise Mall. I've gone to both Rush Park and Sunrise Mall. Susie at Sunrise Mall didn't say no. She said, you know, it sounds interesting. Get more information and get back to me. Same thing at Rush Park. It sounds like it could work. It could be good for the community. Get more information and get back to me. So I am willing to do the footwork for the city to put this together, to make an event that will draw the community that might deter some of the illegal fireworks. Jeannie, you know, I helped put on the Enchanted Evening of the Arts.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it, Sue?
It was, but you know, it was a successful event. And I'm capable of doing it, and I would love to do and volunteer my time to do this for the city because I feel this strongly about it. My pets are heavily medicated. I'm in the backyard with 3 hoses. And, you know, it's not just me. There are so many in Citrus Heights that spoke up on Nextdoor. And I think this is the year we need to address it because next year, 4th of July is on a Thursday. So we're going to have another 10-day span of fireworks. And on 2020, 4th of July is a Saturday. It's going to be, if we don't do something now, I think it's really going to be out of control.
Well, thank you so much for your ideas, and we will definitely look at this.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm excited.
We'll be in contact.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Warren? How are you this evening?
Fine, thank you. Good evening. My name's David Warren. I attended the last city council meeting when the police department presented its proposal for staffing for the 4th of July. I live in the area in Crosswoods near the Sylvan Library. We have a large apartment complex there, and unfortunately, we have a significant number of single-parent families with teenagers who lack discipline. That's a complimentary way of putting it. The number of M80s and firecrackers that went off on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th, and even onto the 5th, the 6th at 1 in the morning, continued. I contacted the Citrus Heights Police Department on the 3rd and requested that they please put the area on Crosswoods Circle between San Tomas and Crosswoods Drive on their extra patrol because of the noise. And on the 3rd and the 4th, I even got in my car, went over and attempted to speak to the young people that were discharging the M80s and firecrackers in the dry grass off of Crosswoods Circle, completely oblivious and unconcerned about the fire hazard. I called Citrus Heights Police, and a number of my neighbors called the police. And unfortunately, as I assume as attended with me when I drove back, these young people ran back into the apartment complex and then returned as soon as there was no one there to supervise. Regrettably, I believe that the staffing for the evening of the 4th was insufficient. This isn't a criticism of the police, it just is that we need more people. I would suggest for next year that we employ, even at the expense of the city, reserve officers to be in patrol cars to increase the number of individuals who can be seen, because I know that as soon as someone was watching these young people, the fireworks disappeared. The ground in the area where they were discharging the M80s, which I'm familiar with because in my misspent youth they were legal, as were the firecrackers, you can see where the ground caught on fire. Fortunately, because it had been recently mowed, it didn't spread, but it could easily have done so. For that reason, I asked that the police department and the city manager for next year increase the number of officers available on the 3rd and the 4th in the evenings into the 5th to make sure in that 3rd watch that there are enough officers to deter. Because obviously, if you stop and arrest, you're going to take them off the street and they're not going to be available for the deterrence purpose, which is the most important aspect of that evening. Thank you.
Thanks for your comments. Any comments from council members? No.
Nope.
Okay, that was just an informational item, so thank you so much. We'll definitely have to take some of these to heart, but I know it's a difficult thing, because didn't you say, Jeannie, they disappear into the wind, and
Yeah.
David kind of echoed that sentiment.
By the time you're able to respond, they're done, so.
Or they come into the back parking lot of Holy Family Church, set off their large in-the-air explosives, and then they disappeared. It took them 4.5, 5 minutes in the parking lot, out of the parking lot, and gone. Nobody knew where they came from.
Yeah, this is going to be, and I've heard from a lot of folks that just want fireworks banned, but, that's not going to stop the illegal, it's still the illegal, so I don't know if we're going to have to work on a solution here, and I like the idea of maybe a show on the 4th of July, keep everybody busy. All right, with that, let's move on to the next item, please.
Next item is city manager items, and there are none. The next item is items requested by council members or future agenda items.
Anybody have any? Mr. Daniels?
Yeah, I noticed that there's 2 kids in the audience, and I'd like them to come up to the podium and tell us why they're here.
Uh-oh.
Is it related to firecrackers at all?
They're determining who the spokesman's going to be for this. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi. We're from.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry.
Start with who you are.
Okay, I'm Lucas Mocher,
I'm David Mahoney.
Hi, Lucas and David.
and we're from Troop 386, and we are working on a communication merit badge. And one of the requirements is to go to a meeting and to take notes about some type of cause. And so that's why we're here.
Right?
Good, you did a very good job communicating.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
That was pretty good.
Good job, Brett.
Anything else? Any other items?
No.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.